Good morning, everyone. Welcome to EXSIN Live. It's Dave Evans, and I'm minus my partner today because he is taking some much needed time off with his family. He'll be back next week. Phil, if you're out there watch today, have a great time for the rest of your trip and enjoy yourself and take it easy, brother. Today, we're going to talk about hidden revenue and marketing gems to help you make more money, increase your sales, build a better team. Look, we've talked about this in separate pieces over the last few weeks. And today we're going to tie it all together and kind of tell you what it looks like. I'm going to show some slides today, which is different because Phil isn't here. We're going to have a little bit of a presentation, educational, EXSIN Live, if you will. So if you have time, get a pencil, take some notes. You're going to love this stuff. Let's start here. Do that and do that so I can see it. And we're going to say here so I can see your comments, I hope. Where are we? Well, I said I was going to see your comments, but whatever. Oh, goodness. I'm trying, Phil. I'm trying so hard. You're not here to help me. All right. So we're going to talk about how do you find hidden revenue and overlook marketing gems and what's going on. Well, I bet most of you are like this, if I can find the mouse. So you try your best. You work longer and harder every day. Your sales remain flat and you just don't know what to do. So don't overlook what's right in front of you. You have a great product. You have a great service. How are you differentiating yourself in the market? What is your special niche and how are you promoting it? And how are you differentiating your product or service to be stronger than your competitors? Ask yourself those three questions first. And if you can't answer them, then you need to do some research. The next thing is now you know what your product is, what your niche is, how you're going to position your product. Figure out what your product market fit is with the product market fit pyramid. We said it 1,000 times. Understand who your ideal client is. Know what their pain points are and how your product solves it. Define your value proposition. What's your story to position your product to make it better? Once you get it out there, if you're launching for the first time, you can develop a minimum viable product. If you're out there for a while, figure out how you're going to launch and test it on some customers and then refine your approach to get your product into the market and make it work more efficiently for you. I think most of you, your products, if you're a long time business, been around, your products or services may be getting stale. And you may need to reinvent yourself, reinvent your product to appeal to a different buyer persona. Redefine your ideal client. See if the current one you have is a good fit for you and your organization. Because if it's not, then your sales are going to lag. But there's a bigger thing going on we're going to talk about here in a second. Oops. Like I said a second ago, times change. People change, markets change. The whole world's changed in the last 5 years. You need to refresh your products and services. Add a new twist to increase sales. What can you do? How can you position your product to solve a different problem? That's a great question to ask. How can you position your product to serve a different ideal client? Is it possible? What's out there? Have you asked those questions? How can you get your product in front of more people? Is it social media? Is it print ads? Is it radio ads at TV? Where does your ideal client sit and how can you get out to them to let them know what you're doing? Okay, so let's talk about the 4 P's of marketing real quick. The first, obviously, of the 4 pieces of product is your product. And it's talking about your brand, your features, and your packaging. So what is your brand? We see it all the time. You know, Taco Bell a few years refreshed their brand and made new storefronts. Apple refreshed their brands over the years and are always reinventing new products. One of the most successful companies out there. You know, that's what they do. That's how they survive. What is your price? You know, is there a way to bundle your products to improve the value and the price? Can you build a good financing plan? Companies that have high value items they're selling struggle sometimes with getting people in the door because they can't afford it. So what financing packages do you have available to your customers and how can you serve them better? Is there a good time to offer discounts to bring people in the door during slow times? Do you have a loss leader in your organization that you could sell to bring people in the door and buy some of your premium products? What are you doing to promote your product? And we talked about that before: ads, PR, public relations, social media, search engine optimization, videos like EXSIN Live. And where do you put your product? Where do you sell it? Is it only in a store? Can you go online? Can you go to Uber Eats? Can you have a delivery service? Is it an Amazon fit, right? Could you develop your own marketplace on Facebook for your company to sell your product? All these things go into putting your product out there and get people in front of it, getting it in front of people so they can purchase your product. They know who you are and what you do. This is probably the most important slide we're going to talk about. And it's about understanding your buyer personas, understanding your ideal client. And there's not just one ideal client, but you market to your specific personas, right? So if your product fits boomers, you're going to market it one way. But if the same product fits Gen Xers, you're going to market another way. If it's millennials, same product, you're going to market another way. I'll use this one. I love it. Insurance. Everybody needs insurance. If you look at insurance ads, they target different buyer personas based on who they want to serve with the same product, right? So think about the pictures you use, how you're presenting. Make sure you're presenting stuff that will connect with your buyer persona when you go out there. I mean, these are hidden things you're probably not doing right now. You don't even think about to reach a larger audience. And again, it's really important to develop those different buyer personas. For each buyer persona, you're going to understand how the solution relieves their pain. It's not a feature and benefits discussion. It's a solution to a pain point. What is their role? What is your ideal client's role? Your buyer persona's role in the process? What are their goals? What are their responsibilities? What are their needs? What are some things that are going to turn them off? What are they going to object? Now, I hate using the term objections, but why are they not going to buy your product? Address those in the marketing materials. Overcome those in the pitch when you talk to them. What frustrates them and how can you relieve that frustration? Are you taking them through the buyer's journey, or as Phil and I call it, our cultivation loop? Are you, introducing yourself, developing a relationship? Are you positioning your product to solve a problem? Are you giving them a unique path to get there, an easy path to buy your product? And then are you turning them to champions that can be referral partners for you? What does that journey look like for each different persona? What channels are you using to market your product? Are you just social media? Are you just billboards? Do you just word of mouth? Are you just a referral agency? Are there different channels you could plug into that would increase your sales? And how are you using those channels to your benefit? And then finally, what are their sources of information? Where does your buyer persona hang out? And how are you going to get the information in those places so they can see what you do and what you sell? This is my favorite one. We've talked about the funnel. We've talked about top of the funnel probably for 4 weeks now. You have to understand the stages of a customer journey or the cultivation loop, and they have to process through that funnel in those stages. And as Phil says, they're garbage pail, product sale, or planning trail. You got to bucket them someplace, especially if you're a higher end item with a longer sales cycle. So what does that look like? We talk about the top of the funnel. This is an awareness campaign. This is telling people what you do. This is something as simple as going on your Facebook page, on your LinkedIn page, on Instagram, on Snapchat, and reaching out to all those people you know and saying, hey, I am Joe, and I sell the best hot dog in town. If you want a good hot dog, come to me. Or I'm Sarah, and I'm the best baker there is. If you want a quality cake that's going to just knock your socks off, come to Sarah's Bakery. Or if you're Jimmy, the insurance guy, hey, I'm Jimmy, the insurance guy, or we have Hannah, the insurance girl. If that's what you do, let people know that that's what you do. If you're a roofing salesperson, hey, I'm Dave, and I sell roofing. If you have a roofing problem, I'm your guy. Come call me. Let people know what you do to get them into your cultivation loop. They've got to start someplace. You can do this through social media. You can do ads. You can do email marketing. You can put together a promotional video, a press release, anything that will let people know what you do and how your product solves a problem for them. Get it out there. Middle of the funnel. So you've gotten them in the door. Now they're moving through the cultivation loop. These are activities that facilitate an evaluation of your product, whether it's a fit or not. So you can make discounts. You can give them a free trial. You can have an event to show them what you do, build exclusive offers for your product. If you look around the world, you're seeing this all the time from different marketers and different sales teams trying to get their product in front of you and to sell it. And sometimes they work well and sometimes they don't. And then finally, the bottom of the funnel is the conversion part. This is where you're converting them from a potential customer to a product sale, right? From a potential customer to a referral champion, from a potential customer to a lifelong friend, right? These are activities that convert your ideal client, your buyer persona into your raving fanatic. And you could do it by demo, share success stories, reviews from your previous purchase are a great tool to use. Yeah, feedback. Get feedback and post that and share what your successes are. But the whole idea is to ask for the sale. At the bottom of the funnel is when you've gotten them through the cultivation loop. They like your product. It solves their problem. Now you're going to go, hey, here's what you need to do to buy it. You want to buy it today? And you have to be that specific because I think a lot of us don't ask for the purchase in the process. If you don't do that, well, you're going to struggle selling anything. You've got to ask for the sell. Okay, this is the next thing. Now that we've kind of talked about buyer personas, let's visualize what are your weak points. And we're going to use it. We're going to use what's called a pirate funnel. It's kind of a cheesy thing out there. The reason it's called a pirate funnel and it's cheesy, it was developed by Dave McClure, is because the initials are 3 A's and 3 R's. So R, kind of silly, but you'll remember it. Let's talk about what that looks like. So the first thing, how are you doing on your awareness campaign? How are you putting people in front of that? First marketing funnel thing. Are they aware of your product? Are they entering the top of the funnel? How are you acquiring your customers? What actions are you taking and how successfully are, what's your acquisition rate? What does that look like? I've spoken with 300 people. I've gotten one to buy my product. Not so good, right? How are you activating it? How are you going to get your customers to purchase the product? Is it working? If it's not working, how can you adjust to increase conversions and make the sale? What are you missing in your value proposition that's not getting them to the deal? The next one is retention. Customer retention is probably the least expensive thing you can do, but the most important, right? What is your churn rate? How many of your customers are buying your product and staying with you, and how many are you losing, right? What's that percent rate look like? What is the churn rate for your industry? Are you exceeding that? Next thing is revenue. Are you making money? Are you profitable? What's your profit margin? How does it compare to industry standards from other companies doing the same thing you are? And then finally, have you developed a pool of referral partners? Are you getting referrals in? If you're not, you need to look at each one of these and take specific actions to improve each area. This is probably my favorite thing. And this goes back to the spider and the leopard. And we talked about it 2 episodes ago about how to grow your business. A leopard goes out and kills a big animal, eats for a couple of days, and then goes to sleep, wakes up hungry, and has to go kill again. A spider builds a referral network with tons of nodes, and you see people coming into your organization. Every time you make a sale, ask for referrals. Ask if they'll refer you to somebody else. Ask them if they have a friend that needs your product. Contact those customers. It's word of mouth advertising. It's getting a team of nodes and node network out there of individuals that are out there promoting you. When you get to this point in your sales career, you are going to be knocking it out of the park and making all the money you could ever dream of making. The best hidden revenue is in plain sight, your current customers. So what products can you offer them? How can you cross-sell, upsell? What can you do to reduce pain in other areas of your current customer's life? And what are you doing to exercise that? Look, it's far less costly to convert a current customer and retain them than it is to gain a new customer. It's always about building those relationships and keeping those relationships intact. Remember, Phil always says, know, like, and trust. Once you gain that know, like, and trust, there's nothing you can't do with your current customers. Here is where you meet the biggest challenge in your life is that if you don't address a customer complaint in a professional way, you're going to lose that customer. I mean, people are going to complain. People are going to have bad experiences. How you respond to that is going to define how successful you are or how successful you are not. I would encourage you to have a process in place to personally handle those complaints and resolve those issues to benefit your business long-term. The best way to do that is take it seriously, handle it quickly, get it over. That is the best thing for sales. If you're going to blow it off or not address it, it's going to grow like wildfire. With social media today, a company can be destroyed in a matter of minutes. I hate to bring this up, but look at Budweiser. They alienated their core base and they've lost a large portion of the market. They're no longer the #1 beer in America. Well, they didn't handle their complaint properly. They didn't handle their situation properly. They They didn't handle their ideal buyer personas properly. They forgot who their customer was, and it's biting them in the backside. And until they step up and do the right thing in the eyes of their ideal customer in their target market, they're going to struggle to recover from this challenge that they face. Well, look, that is, let me get out of this full screen here. That is the foundational connection of all the things Phil and I have talked about over the last couple of weeks. Matt, glad to see you here. I didn't have the chat up, so I want to say hi to Matt Wilson. His comment is, it's shocking how many people say they never heard of our company. We have a huge awareness problem. Well, Matt, we'll help you work on that. Give me a call. We can give you some tips to get there. But Matt's not alone. I think all of us struggle sometimes with awareness as part of that piece of knowing who you are. But they can't buy from you if they don't know who you are. They can't. It's impossible. So I encourage you to go out there, look at these slides, review this episode. If you want to copy the slides, shoot me an email, dave@exsin.co. I will send them to you, and you can get to work improving your company. I wish you all the best. Phil, prayers with you as you travel tomorrow. Be safe, brother. And with that, Dave at EXSIN Live, I am out of here.